So maybe Marcus and you. Oh, there's quite a few of you already jumping in here. Mike and Dennis. All right. Maybe some of you guys remember classes that we did on episodic pivots. Do you remember that? Episodic pivots. That just means something's up. Is having a is having a rare moment. Usually that means like a huge relative volume, typically up day. It can be a down too. And that up day breaks through whatever important pivot it would have to break through to change or continue a trend. And so it episodic pivot, they call it, at least two people that are sort of the leaders of that signal call it episodic pivot. I don't necessarily think that's perhaps the best name for it, but that's what it is. Episodic pivot. It's like a catalyst day that either reverses a trend or breaks over a resistance level and is now free to run, So we have a blue sky type of EP, catalyst day, pivot breakout, reversal, continuation situation on APP. It was being bought up prior to this pop, so there might be a little drop. I don't know if that will send it into a tailspin or not, but there's going to be a natural probably amount of profit taking on this pop because people were getting in for like 4 days going up to it, and then there was one day that negated the prior day. So it's really about 2 average days of buying volume. I'm going to say 4 average days of buying volume left in. So, in a good situation like this, a third, you can count on like a third taking profits. So a third of 4 R vol is 1 point, like roughly 5 R vol. And so we need it to be doing more than 150% R vol today. Oh, let me go live on the. Did I go live on the other one? Yeah, go live on TikTok now too. So we got to look at the R vol now. What was it again? App. There it is. This morning volume is 88,000. It's so low. It's too low. 100,000 by the end of the day. It's usually 3x by the end of the day. Excuse me, because see the average volume average is 2.4 mil at least lately. How could it be up on such slow R vol? That's just crazy. Well, anyway, it was 40, now it's 45. And it's like a 4 to 5%, 4 to 5% ADR percent stock. It was $1.50 a day. We can probably expect it to move more than that on Catalyst Day like today. But, probably it's going to sell off. If a third of average RVAL on this is $90 million, must be $90 million. Okay, $90 million divided by $40 per share is 2.25 million shares per day. That's exactly the figure I have over here, I think. Let me see. App, 2.4 million shares per day. Yeah, so that is correct. And it's only traded 90,000 shares so far this morning. Well, I hope that picks up. But we'll know more during the open. Excuse me, but 2.5 times 4 days of potentially people getting in is 10 million shares of people getting in. And if a third of that is going to take profits, or some of them are going to be taking partial profits, and adds up to about a third, then that's 3 million shares of selling volume. So we need to project that we're going to have enough to counter that. So 6 million by end of day. And it does 2.5 million average. If it had already done that amount, then we know it would hit 7.5 million by the end of the day, because 3 times pre-market volume, pretty much it. And it's nowhere near close. So that's too bad. It looks like a beautiful EP swing trade, but it's just being traded way too lightly today. So strange. All right, we'll keep it on watch though. That's APP. And let's look at some more. I've been down the list already. Oh, CDNA. Not sure I looked at that one. Let's see. We've got 22 minutes to double check everything here. PubM. CDNA was no good. Pubmatic. No. Space. Space is up a smidge. Does about 15 million a day in trading volume. It's been only going down, not looking good. HNST App Space Affirm, AFRM, which recently I think dropped. Okay, it had earnings, and it looks like that was a good outlook. And that's going to be something that's taking profits. It was 21, 22 roughly. Now it's like 25. ADR is almost 9%. ADR is really decent. So if AFRM can turn into a breakout trade or a dip buy, that could be good. But I do expect a lot of selling pressure. Let's take a look at the vitals again. Average volume is 11.25 mil. Let's see if I get that over here as well. 13.5 mil. So something like 12 mil average volume. This morning it's done 600,000. You see how this shit doesn't line up? Because you can expect 3x, maybe 5x pre-market volume by end of day. However, this thing is being traded a lot. There's a lot of trades flying through this morning for the last few hours since earnings were released. Lots of trades. So I think the 600,000 number is very indicative of reality. And so we might only get like 2 million by the end of the day, which is odd if the thing trades 13 million every day, 12 million every day. And anyway, it's way too light. It's not strong enough. But we'll keep an eye on it to see if it picks up. AFRM. All right. Well, that's another one. It's I believe, I'll double check, but I believe it's a catalyst breakout reversal type of EP trade. But my prediction is it's going to sell off at the open because there was a lot of people in before earnings at 2509. Okay, it doesn't quite break out if it breaks pre-market highs, but it pretty much does. Domino effect happens, and boom, bump, and then suddenly we're hitting 26. So AFRM, you should be thinking about it in terms of risking and entering and trying to engineer an entry for a swing trade on it, not necessarily a day trade. I don't know. It's a little too scraggly on the intraday for me. But it could be a good swing trade. It definitely could be. I mean, at 9% ADR, hell yeah. Both app and AFRM could be great 5-minute dip buy trades or 1-minute opening range breakouts. I just don't know how much I trust it, but you can always go in pieces and another final piece at the end of the day if it's really happening. You get a nice little average, and then that's ER day one, EP breakout. HUT, CLSK Maro, true. Okay, Bitcoin's flying right now. Bitcoin's hitting 38,000. Can you believe it? A comeback on Bitcoin. BTC, USD. All right, let me take a look at this overall chart on Bitcoin here. Yeah, it's climbing up at a particular rate. It's been doing so since November of last year. Slow climb. It's just going to keep doing that, probably back and forth and back and forth. Projects to hit like 60,000 in like a year and a half. Yeah, that's the projection on that. I guess after the election. All right, we'll talk about the market in just a second. I just want to scan through these other ones. All right, like Mara, by the way, like MSTR and Mara and all those ETFs are probably doing outstanding this morning. Yeah, Mara's popped up. MSTR is at 500 and moving. I think I alerted that the other day. Are we in that? I don't have any, but well, anyway, I saw that was looking pretty good for a breakout. HNST, AFRM, HNST2 light, Mara. Okay, let's take a look at Mara. You're live in 6 months, and you literally have the same 3 charts up. Yeah, nice to see you again. Consistency is key. Having a method is key. Where is Mara? Okay, not much of a move on Mara. Riot, Hut, Wolf, MSTR, BTBT, all those Bitcoin ETFs. You can take a look on your own to see if there's something you want to day trade. Dare, let's see. No, MSTR, BTBT, Cipher, CIFR. No, and then Chan. No. Mimo. No. INBS NVOS. We've been every day. That's been coming up every day. Nah, it's just post split bullshit. NCNC. Taste. Wow. Taste also an EP. That's good. Problem there on Taste is average volume. I don't have the stats on that. Yes, I do. Average volume, 300,000 shares. All right, so it's over $1 million a day on TAST. ADR 4.5%. It could be a good swing trade. However, it was curving up for 2 weeks before ER. And so there's a lot of pent up longs. So it's probably going to be a sell-off day overall. It's probably going to just be too much pressure. It's like 2 weeks of upward curve there. It's just going to be too much pressure. And probably will sell off Taste. So we'll leave that alone probably too, since it's not, well, I mean, with the right specs, anything could happen. Yeah, it's possible. This could be the moment on Taste that it starts to run for months. It could be. So we'll keep that on the radar too, but mostly for, a small, low risk, 5-minute dip buy entry. Taste. Moving down that list, let's see here. ASTR. Astra Space, no. A lot of space stocks popped this morning. I guess that's because perhaps space reported earnings. I'm not sure. Something space related must have reported earnings, and they were really good, showing revenues up, which would mean demand in that industry is up, which means sympathetic stop movement in industry wide is expected. ZAPP. Zap, electric vehicles, no. Jan, Taste, Back, Zap, Space, Mara, HNST, TPST. We've been in and out of that one with mediocre results. Yeah, no thanks. TPST, ZVSA Riot, TCRT, Mimo, NVOS, NCNC Coin obviously would be up. Coin being the most liquid. NVIDIA's up a smidge as well. Coin. What is that? It's not earnings related. Well, coin is up, I guess, just because Bitcoin is up. Coin, NVIDIA, LI. So let's check out NVIDIA. Good morning. I really like NVIDIA's, like where it's at right now. I think somebody else I was reading the other day said it really well. I guess they have more patience than me, but they had a really great point is that, wait for it to tighten up a little bit. Wait for the zigzags, for the V's on the daily to tighten up. Get it tighten up. It could be in 2 months, just let it create a tighter, lower pivot down there, a low pivot low. Not necessarily for your stop, but just in the price action of it all. Let it get tight first, and then it will start to run. All right, a quick check. That was everything on my scans. A quick check against our hot list, and yeah, we got Taste, AFRM, and App. Isn't that ironic? The top 3 on our hot list that are up this morning in after hour in pre-market. The top 3 are Taste, AFRM, App. That's on our hot list. This is just going into our hot list and seeing what's up this morning. The top 3, Taste, AFRM, App. And what are we looking at? App, AFRM, Taste. So, yeah, we're on the ball. LFMD is another one. Let's take a look. So the volume on LFMD, LifeMD, it's too low. But 7% ADR is so attractive, but the volume is so low. You're gonna get screwed. When the volume's that low, it's just you can't do anything with it. MSTR also on the list is in 5th place. It's already basically breaking out in pre-market. I guess on the Bitcoin or crypto movement. HubSpot, just too much of a bottom dead cat bounce. Microsoft, strong uptrend on the 1 hour chart. My eyes will be ground in on a pop at Bell or something. Is what you're trying to say. Are the Qs ever going to? Okay, so let's go look at the market. What time is it? We got 9 minutes till the market opens. Are the Qs ever going down again? Well, breadth yesterday, the breadth is increasing to the downside. So there's no new highs. In the last 3 days, there's been basically no new highs that's been pegged across the markets. There's been basically no new highs, and yet there's been an increasing number of new lows. Those are 52-week lows. So it just means that there's more signs that the top is almost in, if it's not already in, and that the momentum is slowing and shifting and downward. You can clearly see that trend. I can direct those who are watching my YouTube or members to right here. You can see that the topping and the new highs on the green right there, and then the increasing downside. So that increases the ratio of new highs to new lows. And there's a cable under my desk there I gotta fix later. And so that's not good. And so I think, the question you asked, when are the Qs going to go down again? And that includes SPY and S&P 500, et cetera, et cetera. We're almost there. We're pretty much there. I mean, we were expecting it yesterday. We're expecting about, the key is going to be if you get a lower low. A lower low. We have not had that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. Today's going to be the 10th day in this rally where we do not have a lower low. And as a matter of fact, it would also be we've had 9 days of higher closes as well. Now, you can't predict that we're going to have a lower close just because we go under yesterday's close at any point during the day, because that's happened many times during these last 9 days. We have gone below the prior day's close. It's just that we got bought up. And that is typical. Weak open, strong close. That's typical for a good rally in a good market. But I think that's probably changing and that's shifting. We had kind of a strong open yesterday, and a medium, a neutral close, and we just barely made it a smidge above the prior day's close. So I think, that writing's on the wall, that we're just about peaked out here. It's also a double top. The highs of yesterday matched the highs of the day before, which matched the highs like a month ago. Like we came all the way back up. So we're triple topping here. We got a ton of problems to work out. We're at the end of a rally. I mean, it's just the conviction is not going to be there. People don't shove in at the end of rallies. They shove in at the beginning. Smart money, the big money, the market moving money, it doesn't go in on long at the ends of rallies at triple tops. It just doesn't happen. So there's a lot of pressure on the market for it to perform today on the upside, and there's not very much pressure for it to perform on the downside. So my prediction is today is going to be sketchy, choppy, and I think if smart money is not already out, which there are many signs that it shows that it has been getting out, called churn. I think today could be it. I mean, what you'd be looking for is finally a red day close on higher volume than the prior day. And yesterday was the lowest volume in the last 9 days, the lowest. So it's going to be pretty easy to sell off today. So if you've got positions, if any of them are profitable, if any of them start correlating with a drop in the market, I just get out. It's time. We call it long in the tooth. This rally is long in the tooth. We're hitting day number 10 here, and real quick glance at what time we got. We got 5 minutes left. Like a real quick glance at econ data could tell us if there's anything that could catalyze up or down today. We had jobless claims come in pretty much okay, like at expectation. So everything there at expectation, pretty much right on the money. So nothing too huge there. At 10:30, or maybe that's 9:30, I don't know, because we got the time change recently. These times are off. At market open, let's change the time zone. There we go. At market open, we've got the Fed starting to speak. We got some Treasury purchases for short durations, announcement of what those are going to be. We've got some more Fed speeches today, announcements of 30 and 15-year mortgage rates at noon. Some bond auction action on the long 30-year bonds at 1, and at 2 p.m. Jay Powell speaking. So that could provide the weak close or even lower low, or what's not needed for the market to breathe out for this huge rally that's been going on. Or somehow we catalyze to the upside because of what he says. Who knows? And then Friday, we got consumer sentiment coming out in the morning at 10. So, nothing's sure until maybe 2 p.m. today. All right, cool. All right, so the market's going to open in about 3 minutes, and hopefully that catches you up. So where you had a reversal, 3 days past where you had a reversal. Well, even last week we predicted based on the statistics that it would be Wednesday when the market reverses. But there was a 30% chance that it could actually not reverse on Wednesday. We knew that on Thursday of last week. And so we've been preparing for that. So everything's been going exactly as planned, except for yesterday. We expected it to reverse yesterday and be a distribution day. Instead, it actually did pretty well overall, the light volume. The only thing is now today, it could get pretty easily obliterated. All right, we've got 3 minutes till the market opens, and hopefully that lets all of you and members and everyone out there know how to approach today. You could potentially be getting entries on APP and AFRM and Taste if they present themselves 5-minute dip buy entries. They're all episodic pivot entries. Catalyst day, pivot breaking entries. And but if the market isn't favorable, they might not fly. But you could attempt to get like a 5-minute dip buy entry, or if the market is doing well in the first 60 seconds, you could get a 60-second opening range breakout entry on any of those. APP, AFRM, Taste, and I would suggest a third scale in type of entry, because there's just a lot to digest. And also, you might even end up, because we're at the end of a rally here, you might even end up building a small position. So a third of a sixth, or a third of a quarter, so you divide it in thirds, but just so you can get multiple entries. But your goal size should not be big, because we are towards the end of a rally. All right. Did you give signals still? Do I? Yes, I do, Nick. Every day, pretty much, as long as they are there and as long as they look good. Moral? The moral of the story? No, it's Mara. Yeah. Good morning, Mara. Yeah, Mara. I mean, good morning, hello, and then Mara. Yes, and Riot and BT and MSTR and all of the Bitcoin-related stocks are up. But who gives a fuck? I mean, that doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of stuff that's up. It doesn't mean it's not going to go down once the market opens. Does not mean that. So we shall see how things go. How the market goes will also, they sort of feed back into each other. Crypto BTC and the market, the growth market, the Qs. And again, we're at a triple top, end of a rally, end of a 9-day rally, triple top. Resistance, trend line resistance level as well. I mean, there's just so much working against us here today. It's like a perfect storm of resistance. But everybody knows that, and if that snaps, it becomes a short squeeze. But then Powell speaks. There goes AFRM already. Boom! AFRM is breaking pre-market pivot levels. AFRM. All right, market is open. Let's see what it wants to do. AFRM popping. It broke pre-market pivot levels. For anyone intraday, that's an entry. But you do want to, potentially wait the 60 seconds. We're 30 seconds into the market. The market is popping on the open. Strong opens can indicate weak closes. It's a bull trap. I wish Thinkorswim sorted my P&L by day a little more freaking accurately. What's the deal there, RJ? Like, are you guys that use Thinkorswim? I mean, I've used it for 25 years. I still don't know everything about it. Like, is it going to update every 10 minutes or something? Ridiculous. So see how APP bled out, and Taste also bleeding out at the open. And it looks like AFRM also would have been a great idea to wait the 60 seconds there, because now it is reversing and bleeding out. And that's the expectation. The Qs have reversed completely off of the first minute open. So opening range of the first minute is now indicating down. We're getting kind of everything that was sort of predicted as the highest probability, which is sell-off day happening here. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of any positions that aren't performing right now, and probably out of anything that's profitable as well. Yeah, I mean, strong open is not, I'd call this a weak open now anyway. So it'll be interesting because it could turn into a strong close. Oh, you did? Oh, good job. All right, closing that out. And the way the market's going, I have to think about my other positions. Remember, somewhere after the first 10 minutes, probably when we entered the third 5-minute candlestick, we'll be thinking about a dip buy potentially on those other stocks. TNK, I got to look at my position on TNK. Okay, it's doing okay at the moment. Synopsys, that looks under fire and at the end of the run. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Synopsys. I just don't even like where it's at. There we go. And I think Synopsys is starting to move to the downside right at that moment I did that. It's correct to be extremely defensive, not just defensive, to be extremely defensive when you're at the end of a rally. It's a 10-day rally that we had going on here. Doesn't mean it won't pick up and continue, and could continue. By the end of the day, it could keep running. We could have a big, strong green day. Who knows? But at the moment, we are sliding backward. Take a look at Meta. Meta with a little price improvement there. Square. Yeah, SPY is falling, yes. We're getting the bleed out prediction, the end of the run prediction here on everything. I'm going to take November 17 put on the market and start with 1 and then build up from there as price continues to retest highs at any point. All right, Square, yep, that's a sell-off on Square. Bleeding out after being up in the morning. I'm getting out of Square. Mostly I'm just playing defense. Tonight in class, we might talk about this bot service, which is automatically can trade wheels for you in your TDA account. Pretty cool. I've been testing it out. Might be a little premature to be talking about it, but 5 out of 5 trades is pretty good. Yeah, so it's a way to make weekly extra income having it running wheels on your account. All right, TNK and Meta doing all right in my portfolio. SQ portfolio, calling it that, account, my trading account. Synopsys we're out of. SQ, let's put that, no, not SQ, TNK. Okay, get rid of this here. AFRM continues to do well. Taste is coming back up. If App or Taste break the opening range high, that's an entry. Or after 10 or 15 minutes, if we get a 5-minute candle that breaks over the prior 5-minute high, that's an entry as we pull back here on App and Taste. There goes AFRM. I don't remember if it broke the opening range low. I think it did not. Looking like it. I'm just not sure if that's pre-market. No, it did not. So AFRM trade is still good and on. And hitting 26, just like we said. It's at entry was at like 25. It's hitting 26. 25, and then the pivot low risk on that would have been down to 24.40. So 60 cents of risk, $1 of upside so far. That's about 1.3 to 1 or something. You guys can do the math on that. I'll let you guys do it. Yeah, I mean, the Qs are bleeding out. We're not below yesterday's close or open yet, or the day before. But let's look at predicted volume. Yeah, boom. Look at that, how high the predicted volume is. That can change as time transpires, and it can even kind of change midday. But so far we're projecting to have a very strong sell-off day. That's what I was concerned with. All right, I'm getting out of Meta. That's another one that we're in, one of our positions. On a day that's not flying, to get out is the right move. It's okay. You don't want your capital at risk, bleeding out there. TNK's tankers, I think that, let's see. TK tankers, transportation, marine shipping. Yeah. The provision of crude oil, petroleum products engages, okay, to oil tankers, TNK, and their business is booming. And so today's following through. And I believe I got an okay position size on that. Yeah, small. The market just continues to bleed out, up 5% on those puts. Yeah, AFRM's working, I guess. Technically, by the book, you would have gotten in at the market open because it broke pre-market high, that kind of a trade. And that would have put your stop at the pivot low, and it never came back to that pivot low. Technically, you would have stayed in. It broke high, still going. By the book, it's still good. It looks like we're heading to break new highs on AFRM. Why? Well, I guess it just had good earnings. You didn't take it. You threw everything at SQQ this morning. Good for you. Everything, huh? Whole hog? Well, I did similar. Why can't I click here? What's going on? Oh, because I'm already on that page. I'm clicking. Why can't I click this tab? Because you're already in it. All right. Well, yep, market bleeding out. And where are we? Okay, we just passed through yesterday's close. There might be a little bit of a bounce here, and that's exactly what I'm looking for to add to my short on. I'm getting, mid-November length puts. But for a 10-day rally pullback, I mean, maybe I should have got middle of December. I always say, always get 3 times the duration that of your expectation. Always get 3 times, and there's many reasons for that. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and do that now. Boy, they're expensive. Oh, that's Meta. It's like, what the F? Okay, let's go back to the Qs. There we go. And then the Delta. Okay. Get one of those. Take a look at the 30-year. If there's any risk necessary of putting a hedge on our bonds. Thoughts on JetBlue? Yeah, give me a second. Okay, that would be if we broke over the high of the previous day. It's rates on 30-year. That's where I would put on a hedge, which is 4.764. So I'm going to put an alert at that level. To let me know if I need to get a hedge on my 30 years while the market starts pulling back. APP, still not quite there yet as far as the 5-minute dip buy goes. Now, let's just take a look at that, though, on the 5-minute chart. So we get a precision candleage here. Yeah, we're working on the third candlestick on APP, and there's no sign of it coming up over the prior high of a previous candlestick. Meanwhile, AFRM, green, green, green. And the other one was Taste. Yeah, Taste could trigger pretty soon at 7:30 TAST. I mean, when you compare the relative strength, though, of those three, AFRM is definitely taking the cake. Square with a very strong retrace, reclaim. TNK, this stock I'm in, doing perfectly well. JetBlue, yes, you wanted me to look at that. Okay. Ah, it looks awful. I don't know your situation on it, but it doesn't look good. Jesus, I mean, can an airline be even more worthless? What is going on with JetBlue? I like them. I fly them. I've never had a bad experience. Never. I've flown them many times. Gold is popping. See if it's anything. Nah, it's nothing. Nothing significant going on in gold. I mean, on the intraday, if you were day trading it somehow, yeah, it's moving. But on the swing trade chart, it's right in the middle of nothing. Right smack in the middle of nowhere. All right, you guys, let's move into the group. That's very good. We're good. Looking good. Thanks. Have a good one. Class tonight. Not sure what we'll teach. Let me know if you have any ideas.